Hello, everyone. Welcome to Creative Crafters, brought to you by the Perry County Public Library and me, Miss Jessie, the Children's Youth Services Librarian. How are you today? I'm wonderful. I am ready to make our very own taco earbud holder. It's super easy, it's real cute, and it's very cost effective. This is not something that's going to cost you a whole lot to make. Now, we do need supplies. The first thing we're going to need, we're doing yellow felt. This is less than 50 cents a sheet. We'll need some red felt, which I used some scraps that I had in green. So I've got green and I've got red and I've got a darker green. It's just whatever colors you want to use. A couple of buttons. And for this, I used these little rubber bands. You can get these just about anywhere. They're super cheap. If you don't have rubber bands, if you want to use something that's like embroidery floss that's got a few strands together, a piece of yarn, you can actually twist tie it from one side to another. Like on this one I sewed together yesterday. I wasn't able to use my hot glue gun that we're going to be using today, but this just goes from one side to the other. It opens up, which you can see my stitches around the side. We're going to ignore that. But I stitched this one together just to see how it would turn out. So are we ready? So we've got our felts. We need scissors. And remember, if you're using sharp scissors, I have some, these are sharp. We want to be very careful. A hot glue gun, or if you've got fabric glue, that'll work. For your buttons, you will need a little bit of thread and a needle to put these on, or you can glue them on. And it says to use like a canning ring. I don't have a canning ring. Not everybody may have a canning ring on hand, but I did have this plastic cup. So I have a plastic cup, a felt tip pen, or you can use a marker or a permanent marker. And what we're going to do is we are going to draw our circle. Now, if you're using felt instead of a crafting fabric like the crafting leather, I do suggest that you double this over. This is folded in half so that we can cut this out at the same time. And I did that right in the middle just so that you guys could see that you can actually get like two of these out of one piece of fabric. And I've actually already cut these out just to save us a little bit of time. But I've got these. These are two pieces. So these are tortillas. And you can use your pen, your pencil, whatever you use to color with. When you're using hot glue, it can go through the fabric and it can like burn the tip end of your finger. So you can use a popsicle stick or your pen. And the first thing we're going to do is we've cut out our tortillas, and at the very edge, we are going to glue, which I may have to turn up the heat on mine. I think I had it on low. And we're going to glue the edging together, just the very edges. And when we press down, I'm going to use this to press down because, like I said, that gets really hot. And I have burnt my fingers with hot glue enough times to tell you it's really just take a moment, use the end of your pen, piece of wood, pencil to help you flatten that down because it will take a second for it to set, especially the hotter it is, the more it dries. Like, press that down. And this is just for safety. If you don't want to do this, you don't have to. I'm just saying that, I have burnt myself enough times that I've made myself leery. And I want to try to be as careful as I can. Because hot glue hurts. It does, guys. You can see where little strings and sometimes it catches. And that's okay. But we're doing this just a little bit at a time. Just around the edges. We're going to press it down. Until we get all this. I'm almost toward the end. A little chunk of the cold glue in here. I take that off. It's stuck pretty good. We're going to leave that. Okay, so we've got this put together. It's been glued together. We're going to set this to the side. Next, and we're going to put our hot glue to the side. We're not done with it. So make sure that you have something to set under the nozzle of your hot glue. A little piece of cardboard works wonderfully to catch the drip glue so it doesn't get stuck on your table or fabric. So what we're going to do, now yesterday I found this out. You don't want to make these too thick. So about the width of your pinky. And you can always trim these down once you put them on your taco. And we're just going to cut little thin strips. And this is going to be lettuce. Or whatever your imagination desires. We're going to be careful. We don't want to cut ourselves. And this is a great project to use like little pieces of fabric left over. You may not want to do a taco. You could do like a sandwich, like a pita sandwich. You could do an ice cream, like you could use a tan color and make it look like ice cream, like an ice cream taco. It's whatever you want to do. But I thought this was really fun. Now this, because it was a bigger piece of fabric, so I'm going to cut that in half. And now I can cut strips out of this. You can tell this is not as stiff as my green lettuce leaves. So I got to be careful when I cut this. It actually kind of looks like those red Frito chips that you could get on tacos at the taco place. So we've got that. All kinds of, which this is fun. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our taco. We're going to take our hot glue. And we're going to start at the edge. And we're just going to glue it. And it's going to overlap. It's going to be like this. And like I said, we can trim this when we get done. So, and I dropped my stick. That's okay. We'll use. We're going to start at the very edge. And I'm going to do a line of glue. And then I'm going to lay this across. And I can use my pen. And I'm just going to alternate colors. And if you want to, you can go ahead and put strips of glue down, especially if it's the hot, like the hot glue. Like this glue gun has like a cold setting and a hot setting. So I put several down, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start layering my fabric on that glue. So just going across, I'm just going to layer it as we go. See, it got stuck to me. That's the reason we got to be careful. But luckily that had cooled down some. But yeah, we're just going to layer this as we go. Put a little bit more glue. I'm going to do another little red. Just because I can. I like red. Tomatoes are my favorite. Okay. So, that's cool enough that I can press that down. Like that. Now, as you can see, there's a lot of overhang. I got little glue spider strings. Put that to the side. And what we're going to do is we are going to bend this like a taco. Just like that. Now, as you can see, this is really frilly. So, we're going to take our scissors and we're just going to cut. Be careful we don't cut our shell. Some of them are floppy. And we have our taco shell, which is super cute. Now, we get to put on our buttons. So, this is the inside. This is our outside. We want to put them on the outside, and we want to make sure that they match up. So when we bend this, we want to make sure that we put them same spot, like where you're holding your fingers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a dot of glue while I've still got it bent on this side. And then I'm just going to press my button where the hole's at, right there. And you can see, I'm going to show you, the glue has come through. So we're going to give that a second. Blow it on a little bit, trying to cool it down. So press that good. And when that cools down, you can do the other side. And we want it in the exact spot, just on the opposite side. And we'll put our other button. Now, like I said, you can sew this on. I sewed mine on. And I'm just pressing that with the edges of my finger on the button. And the glue's popping through. It's popping through the holes to hold it still. And we're going to let that dry. So it may take a second. But I really like our taco earbud holder. And after that's dry, which that feels rather dry, we're going to see, because I've never done this with the glue on the button. So we're going to take our button, we're going to take our rubber band, and then put it over onto the other side. And it holds it together, so that does work. And the best part about that is if it pops off, we can just re-glue it back on. So now we have our very own taco earbud holder. Something that we've made ourselves and probably costs less than $3 to make, which is pretty cool. I want to thank you guys for joining us for Creative Crafters, and I hope you have a wonderful day.